Welcome to What the Friday with Burch and Burch. It's the father-daughter game show where we earn points, even though the points do not matter, for candor and humility as we flesh out whatever the topic floats to the top.
Like a fat man in an ocean. How's that?
That's good. That's great.
Any arguments about whether fat men float?
No,
Okay.
I learned my lesson from last week when I thought ice sank. Oh, God. Okay, we're
Well, I'm
here.
really glad you could make it. You had a crazy day.
Yep.
Welcome back.
The last 20 minutes was just my computer malfunctioning. And the rest of it is boring, but was, in fact, crazy. Okay.
Really great for you to be here. Glad you could make it.
Thank you. Glad you can make it too. I'd like to start off by saying I genuinely miss you. I was coming into, we're still setting up the office, so we're not working side by side yet, and I live in my own place again, and I work a lot from here, plus I've got a lot more appointments, and just my life has been very busy, as has yours, and I just was walking in to my apartment today, and I was like, I just want a hug. I want a hug from Dad. I can't. I don't have time.
Virtual hug.
Yeah. So I miss you. Okay. Earlier today, I got a DM requesting my OnlyFans account, which I do not have. I do not have an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And Dad did not know what an OnlyFans was. And we were in a meeting when I got this DM. And I said to the meeting, I just got a DM asking if I have an OnlyFans. And Dad was like, that sounds like a good source of income.
Can I speak to that?
Yes.
I instantly thought that it was like a place you go if you're like the fan of a celebrity or a personality that you're interested, or you like kind of like an Instagram with more content related to it.
Yeah.
And so that after you mentioned it, I like Google OnlyFans, click on it, the OnlyFans thing comes up, and then you see like this athletic, healthy, life coachy looking, a couple screens like that, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But yeah, no, it took like 3 more clicks on Google to figure out exactly what was going on there. Bad idea. OnlyFans. Bad idea. Don't do it. I don't. Don't do it. I don't want to know.
Most people on OnlyFans seem to do at least some aspect of it is adult film-esque, like some kind of sexual.
If that, it's just pretty.
Here's a picture.
It seemed to me like it's like the Walmart of erotica.
That's an amazing analogy. That's such a good joke.
After clicking around, I didn't go there, but I was like looking at just go to Google. If you don't know what it is, go to Google. You don't have to sign up to figure it out. It's like, geez, what a, frankly, my resulting thoughts were what a great way to make all things sexual boring.
Yeah, exactly. We just got a comment on YouTube. I'm so excited. Okay. So then I'm so distracted. I need help. Somebody calm me down. I've drank so much caffeine, and we started this, and I was like, I should probably drink more. I feel so tired. And then I hit live, and I was like, yeah.
You were drinking C4, weren't you? Isn't that like the like workout booster stuff?
Yeah. It has 200 milligrams of caffeine, and
wow.
and then also, oh my God, I wait, hold on. So I found a deal online to buy these in bulk, and I didn't read the bottom that says that there's 55 milligrams of caffeine in every bottle. And so on Wednesday, instead of drinking water, I drank these. And you know how much water I drank? I had a C4 in the morning, and then I had like 4 or 5 of these in the afternoon. And I went to bed, and I was like, I don't know why I'm so awake.
Here's an idea. Drink water.
Yeah, I am.
Regular old water.
No,
there you go.
I am a consumer. I'm a consumerist, and I must buy everything. Okay. Anyway, yes. So
you're wound up. You wind up like Farley after he's eaten dinner.
Yes, that,
I
and I
wanna go for a
haven't
walk.
been hugged in a long time, and I need a hug, and that's probably a part of the problem too.
Well,
that'll calm me down. Hug
I'm
me,
sure we'll cross paths.
Dad. Thank you. Okay, so I just hired a coach. This is such a left turn.
Not really. I thought the OnlyFans thing might be for like the Tony Robbins, Darren Hardys, Brendan Burchards.
You are the freaking king of segues.
Well, seriously, I thought what a great way to like if like Tom Ferry or any of the consulting groups that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
I thought that, all right, well, if you want to know more about, I want to know more about Tom Ferry. I want to be a fan of Tom Ferry's and see what his life is really like. Know he'd post things were personal. That's what I thought it was.
But that's like Instagram. So the only reason that you do
Instagram is insanely edited so that it's super easy to be fake. I thought,
so is OnlyFans, but Patreon. I think the difference is,
what is Patreon? Because I don't know what Patreon is.
It's what you're thinking. What you thought OnlyFans is. What you thought OnlyFans was.
Patreon. I don't know. Take a note.
Patreon is. Yes, and the benefit of Patreon against Instagram is pretty strict about what you can post. Like if there's nudity, if you talk about something controversial or violent or conspiracies, like if you
that's why I'm not on there more. I mean, I really try.
Dad does post every day. It's just that it's always nude shower shots. I didn't like the joke myself as I said it. It's so gross to me.
It'd be gross to me and your mother too, I'm sure.
That's just sad. That's sad. You gotta do some Johnny Bravo affirmations in the mirror.
That's right. Want to see me?
You have one?
Want to see me comb my hair really fast? And I could too. That one actually fits me.
Mine are so good. Has anyone ever told you I have beautiful eyes? Wait, okay. So I did get a coach. I just hired a business coach, and I'm nervous about it because I really don't want to waste my money, but I have so many goals and I want to have somebody help me do it. And so have you ever hired a coach? Like a business coach?
I went through. When was it worth it? When was it not? I went through the Michael Gerber consulting program.
That
eMyth about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it took for about 2 years, but we had, that might've been a little over 10 years ago because we just kept doing the next small business. And we were doing something, a new business about every 6 months. And they were always in a different industry, and the learning curve, it's like, so I was really after what's a great benchmark system to crank up a new business in an industry I'm not familiar with. What are the, so I could cookie cutter them, so every business was very similar. And so that's what I ended up with was the Gerber, and that was worthwhile. But I had a great coach with that organization also. Let's see, I don't think Stephen Covey counts, but I did do the 7 Habits. I was a coach for 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And
you personally were a coach.
Right.
Oh, well, that's why you're so good at helping me when I ask you questions about it.
Well, that was our the town that we used to live in basically sent 4 people to be trained as facilitators so we could come back and use it in our town to help grow the community. And so immediately one of us moved away, and then another guy couldn't do it. So it ended up being 2 of us, and we did it like 2 or 3 times a year for 2 or 3 years in a row.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that was good. But then I've hired a couple real estate coaches. Has not gone well.
They always suck. Here's my thing about coaches. Here's why I'm nervous is that most of the time they suck because they don't listen. They have a preset program and they're like, here's my preset program, follow it. And then you go, cool. I've actually done all of that stuff or 80% of that stuff. Could we start where I'm at and then move from there? And they're like, no, we're going to go back and you're going to do all the things you've already done. And
right. They have a checklist, but I think those tend to be coaches within a coaching system that the original coach, who was probably awesome,
yes,
has developed a system for them to follow. And then that means that all the clients have to follow the exact same system, when originally the original coach was there to say, okay, where are you at? What are you working on? Okay, well, this seems like this is probably your biggest challenge then. So we need to focus in this area. You know, whether it's balance, you know, like how much time you spend on different things, or what you like and you don't like, or, you know, whatever. You know, it's everybody's so unique and different.
Yeah, you got to listen to them.
Right.
So the coach that I hired, I'm allowed to cancel if within 5 days of the first meeting. And so if we have the first meeting and it's like, here's the pre-prescribed program, I'm not going to ask you any questions about you or really listen to who you are and what your goals are, then I'm out and I'm going to get a refund for my money.
It'll be interesting to see how that goes. I think it's an awesome idea, though. You know, because we tend to do the same things while we dream of different results. I know that sounds
exactly, and not know what we're doing that are habits. And I am self-aware enough to know I'm not all that self-aware, and I need some good insight. But
I always question how aware people. You know, I think people assume that they're self-aware.
Yes,
but I always think, especially people that are incredibly confident, I wonder if they really are self-aware, or if they're just nothing but a big rock falling down a hillside, thinking that that's the way it's supposed to be. They really don't have any control to adjust their speed or direction or anything. They're just like, I'm awesome, and that's it.
Or I think that confidence is not necessarily not having doubt. It's saying, I fully believe I'm going to get there. I'll probably run into obstacles along the way, but I know I can take them on. I think that's it. Yeah, not so much awareness.
That's true. That's a better way to say it.
I have a pet peeve I would like to share. It's driving me nuts because so many people have said it in the last like week, 2 weeks to me, not about me, but just about themselves. And when people say I'm a really good judge of character, always they are a terrible judge of character. Always, because they think they're a great one. You can't be a good judge of character if you think that whatever you know of somebody is definitely right and accurate, because then you're no longer curious about, maybe there are things about this person that I don't know. No, you meet them and you're like, you know what? I know exactly who you are because I'm such a good judge of character. I'm like, okay, well, you're probably very easy for people to manipulate because you think you know everything. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that was an interesting sideline.
I'm sorry. I'm coming back.
You know, I'm drinking decaf. just a thought.
Was that too much? Is that too harsh?
Decaf coffee. You're wound up though. You remind me of Farley.
Okay, I'm calming down. I feel like I'm down. I'll be chill. Hey, this is a freaking show, man. Okay. Okay. Anyway, speaking of
maybe we should do one of these while we're drinking. We talked about that before.
100%. We should definitely do that.
So if it's only going to be a half-hour show, do we have to do like 10 shots right at the beginning and then see what happens over 30 minutes?
Don't do 10 shots right at the beginning. That's too many. I'm gonna throw right up. Yeah. Let's
makes me think of a St. Patrick's Day that I try to forget.
You keep mentioning that, and then I'm like,
it was a bad night.
I'm not gonna tell you. Let's do. I would totally do a drunk one with you this evening.
No,
because
I'm having too good a day. I don't want to ruin it by finishing off sick.
I don't have a date tonight. I have a date tomorrow night. So
maybe it'll mellow you out for your date.
Yeah, you gave me a whole speech about my date earlier today.
So speaking of that, who's gonna pay for everything tomorrow night?
Let's ask the comments. Let's ask if you're watching right now. I would like to hear your opinion.
I would too.
Because we think very different things.
Very different.
My dad recently found out that I often either pay for the whole date or at least half of it. And I very often refuse to let whoever is taking me out pay for the whole thing. Do you think that that's a bad idea or a good idea? Dad, please explain your side of the argument.
First, I don't think this, I know this sounds very old-fashioned sexist. I don't think that you should ever pay for the entire meal unless you were the one that asked someone else out. If they're your guest and you said, "Hey, I really want to have a coffee with you. I really want to go to dinner. Will you go with me?" Then maybe. If not, then at best it's going to be Dutch treat where you both pay for your own. And whoever, and let's not make it sexist. Whoever asked the other one to do it should pay for it.
Well, what about
online? And at worst, pay half of it.
Online dating. What about that? Who's asking?
Who asked who?
No, give me your whole. Do the actual spiel you gave me earlier about he should always pay. Your presence is what is a gift enough. You don't owe him anything.
Well, that's true. I think that's the I don't know. I know that everything's changing all the time, but I really do think that for my generation, and maybe it's not fair, but I think I think there should be, generally speaking, not in every case, not with every couple, not with every pairing of people, whatever it is. Generally speaking, though, I think the aggressor, which has tended to be the male, should be the one to, if you're interested, if I get to walk down the sidewalk and say, "Hey, I think you're attractive," or "I think you're interesting," or "I want to take you out to eat," I think what I'm suggesting is a deal. I will pay for dinner so that you and I can spend some time together and I can get to know whether I like you or not, because I'm the one that's offering. You're walking down the street or at the wherever you're at.
But right now it's online dating. So I'm online trying to find somebody. So is the other person. And so I feel like,
well, if it's a let's go, let's meet in person, then you should pay for your own.
Yes.
Never pay for his. I would think if you paid for the other person's, that would indicate that you like them a hell of a lot more than you probably do.
You know what? Actually, if I pay for the other person's, it indicates I don't think this is going anywhere.
That's what it means to you.
I'm not going to owe you anything.
That's what it means to you. I don't think that's what it means to another guy.
There's a guy that I went on a date with. We met at this coffee shop.
I hope you didn't have a lot of caffeine first.
He's very I did. But he was very handsome. So I was so attracted to him physically. I was like, "You are such a good looking boy." Yes. But then he opened his mouth and he talked like he was a 16-year-old. And the way that he was handling just life was like so immature. And I just went, "Oh man, I can't hang out with you very much." And so I was like, "I got this." I paid for the whole thing. And that was definitely in my head. That was my way of being like, okay.
Well, I'm interested to see what everybody else thinks, because we've both heard each other rant on each other about this topic.
Yeah, please let
us know.
And at what point, who should pay, and at what point, and at what points? Okay, done.
And if it comes up in other areas of life, I'd be interested in it too.
I have a question for you, business-wise.
A business question.
It's where nothing is connected in my head. It's just like if you walk.
I'm noticing that.
If you walked into my brain,
the G-force of the turns you're taking would just kill most people.
Well, whatever. We get
left. I need to do the pilot thing.
Take me for what I am. It's take me or leave me from Rent. Hit play on that song in your head, and that's what I'm gonna say.
It's not in my head, so we don't have to worry about that. Moving along.
Song probably because you're not a big musical person.
No, I'm not. I have watched it. It was a great show.
Movie.
Or music. It was a Broadway show. Broadway musical. Sorry.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can tell I am not. I'm just a hick from the sticks, and I don't know the difference
You're
between.
the least hickish person I know from the sticks. Here's my question. Here's my question to you. Not even just business wise, but like serious life question.
Serious life question.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of business wise too. But how do you? Yes, because we're so good at being serious. When you have you, people say don't put too many eggs in one basket.
Mhm.
Like you can make sure that you have multiple sources of income and that you have more relationships than just like you can't expect all your emotional needs to be met by one person. All of that stuff. No, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. But also, as humans, we have limited eggs, like limited time and limited energy. So sometimes we've got too many baskets for the eggs we've got.
Mhm.
And I'm really trying to figure out right now, how do I find where is the balance of the number of baskets to put my eggs into?
Hmm.
How do you think about it?
Well, I sure as hell don't know. I haven't.
Maybe that's it. It's just a constant struggle.
It
There,
it seems like it does. Can I don't know that I can answer it because I have an opinion, but it's one of those do as I say, not as I do types of
I'd like to hear
opinions.
the opinion. I'd like to hear the opinion.
I think common sense says that the first thing you have to do is make sure that you have the basics in your life. So
Define basics.
time off, time reading, time sleeping, exercise. I'm a human being. What do I need as a human? I need these things. I need a little time with some friends. I need a little time with some family. I need a little time on doing my exercise daily or so many times a week. I need to eat right. I think that's the first thing, just to live, because you're a human. Not doing that is to me inhuman, and I tend to act a little inhuman in those regards. So I know it's a tough thing doing a podcast with my daughter because she really does know everything there is to know about us. So you can't. She grew up with it. But I do think that's the single most important thing. And then my next suggestion is get one thing down.
And then build.
Just get it down. Find some success in that one thing. Doesn't mean you have to do it forever. Doesn't mean you can't change. Doesn't mean you can't add something on. But get one basic groove down so that you're actually good at it. Because I have not done that, and I think I've always lacked confidence because I never took the time to do anything really well.
To stick to it. It's kind of like our shows, the way we were doing this. That's how we decided to do it. We're like, cool, let's just do What the Friday, get the system down. We do it every Friday. Right. We keep getting better and better about where we distribute it and how we do it. But instead of thinking of it as these eggs in baskets, it's building a whole house. And at first, you build the system, you build one layer and then you build another, like you just keep building.
It might be analogous to owning investment property. You buy a house, you buy your first house, your starter house when you're young. It's kind of small. All of a sudden you have a baby, you need to buy another house. If you can, you buy the other house, you rent the first house, then you're paying for the second house.
Yeah.
And then who knows what you do next, but it's always just a natural progression. You just keep growing. And there's spin-offs. So for example, if you don't mind me taking a slightly different course with this,
at this point, whatever you want to do.
Relative to this podcast and your work as a real estate professional, you've been upping your game on social media and outreach and even improving your own education and abilities as a real estate agent, soon to be broker. But what's interesting is that we were joking around about the DMs about OnlyFans, but you've recently started to get DMs from like jewelry manufacturers wanting to sponsor you. Or it's like, hey, we'll send you free stuff if you'll use it in your social media thing. And that's a great start. So that's where you started. It's all based on a foundation of your real estate business.
Yeah.
But then while doing that, there are other people that are like, wow, she's really great at this and it makes it really interesting. That means a lot of other people are interested in her too. We want to partner with her to do that. Then that partnership can do more. And then the next thing can do a little bit more. So does that answer your question?
Basically, it's saying do what's in front of you really well and be open to where that grows and how that grows and where it goes instead of trying to jump to
I would also say that go back to step number 1 and practice it. Sleep, eat right.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself first, so that you can do it. So that when you show up for a podcast, so not to be too critical, but if this knife is too sharp, I apologize.
Oh, okay, I can take it.
But
let me go.
Think about the amount of. Why do you drink so much caffeine some days? You're compensating.
I'm 100% compensating.
And that means something's a little out of balance. Not a lot out of balance. It's not like your life is crazy. Yeah. But that's why I'm drinking decaf now, is because I found myself somewhat addicted to coffee. I've always loved to have a drink in my hand. I love it when it's hot. The tactile thing. So I could tell I wasn't sleeping as well, and I was just kind of growly a lot of the time, but I was like I was awake, but I wasn't happy awake. Happy guy. Yeah. It was like just out of bed. So then I switched to decaf. I missed the caffeine some.
Yeah.
But really, I think the net improvement has been greater.
That's good.
So I drank it all day.
I used to be no caffeine. But when I started getting really, I'm on fire right now. And I was before I broke my ankle, and then I was off for a couple months.
Oh, you're killing it.
But I'm back again, and my energy's full on. I'm back. I'm like, yeah. I got dreams. I got visions. And it just annoys the crap out of me when I get tired during the day, because I'm like, no.
You're a piece of work when you're like that.
Exactly. When I get tired, I'm terrible to be around. I don't like who I am, and I drink caffeine, and it fixes it. So
sadly, it's intimidating as hell, because you're too smart. And it's painful because
what a wonderful compliment. That's such a good way that's like the best diss.
I'm telling you, for anybody watching this, I'm telling you, if she's tired and grumpy, but she's still pretty awake, she will cut your heart out and drop it on the floor and go,
That's so cold and evil.
So true. And she does this thing. It's like, okay. She doesn't say it this way, but she's like, okay, obviously I didn't make this clear the first time. So the one sentence that I gave you earlier that should have been enough for you to capture this concept. I'm going to go through this step by step.
I don't say
you don't say anything until I'm finished.
Words. I say no negative words. I just
you don't.
Positive. I say positive, accurate words
that go on forever. It's like
brain.
Since you didn't get, obviously you need a complete multi-volume text on this simple concept, because now you piss me off, and if I have to repeat it again, I'm gonna make you eat the whole thing. We were at a meeting yesterday. She said, "Do you understand now?" And I said, "Got it a long time ago."
You got it, but somebody else in the meeting truly did not get it.
Well, maybe.
Whatever.
But it was directed at me.
I can be cold, okay, and we know this. And although today I was at physical therapy this morning, and I was dressed. I wore like knee-high socks that had kiss marks on them. Like I was dressed like a kid. I was having a great time. My outfit was banging in a very funny way. It was a fun outfit. And this woman was at the desk and couldn't see me, but she could hear me. And she turned around, she looked shocked, and she said, "You look like a child, but you sound so adult." And I was like, thank you. Anyway, okay, this was a great episode.
That's interesting. It's the we'd love to hear from everybody. By the way, let's see. By the way, what? By the way, like, subscribe, sign up for notifications. We'd love comments. I'd really, especially Morgan in particular, loves to engage and click through. I'm a little lazy that way. I'm like, oh, it's nice they said that. That's cool. I like them, but then I don't do it. So I again. Do as I say, not as I do.
How do I get a banner on here? Oh man, I thought I could put a banner on this with our.
Do you think? Did anybody out there use Clubhouse? I'm interested in that.
But we were going to do that this time, but I forgot. We're going to do it every Friday. Well, we could try doing Clubhouse.
Well, I'm interested because I've tried to, when I've clicked into, I have Clubhouse and a couple of people that I follow, but when I click in, I feel like I don't know, it's felt not awkward, but it's hard. It was hard for me to connect. So then it's like, I don't know where we're at on this. If I wasn't there from the beginning, I feel like I missed it. Anybody out there using Clubhouse? If so, how? What are you using?
Yeah,
do you like it or not?
On a Clubhouse, because every time I've gone in, I'm like, cool, this is terrible. Bye. I'm gonna put.
Well, it would be. It feels like like you're at a dinner party and you walk up to a group of people that are in the middle of a conversation. You're not sure where they're at.
How cool is that? Okay.
That was exciting. Morgan's Instagram. Can I see it again?
Wait. This is going to be self-explanatory. Do you want yours on there too? At William B. Burch. Okay. Here we go. Woo! High tech.
Nice.
Yes. DM and comment. I would love more requests for OnlyFans. It's very flattering. And yes, okay. We gotta work on our exit. We got an outro, but we have intro, but we do not have an outro.
Thanks for watching the Burch and Burch What the Friday podcast, where we just don't know what the hell we're doing, and no one else does either.
Exactly. Shake and bake, baby.
Thanks for joining us.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Thank you.